Hey guys, welcome to the watercolor gems tutorial. I'm going to go over a few things here today. First, I'm going to show you how to do a gold foil border, and you can use this to make gems or just leave it as is. It looks really cool. So you're going to need a foil gel polish. I'm using the Beetles gel foil gel polish. This gel is super cheap. I really like this brand. It's really affordable. You can get it on Amazon. This foil gel polish is probably at least half the price, if not cheaper, than others like Luxa that I've had and tried, and I think it works exactly the same. So I highly recommend this Beetles Gel Transfer Foil Polish. I have a prepped nail here. I used Marshmallow Gin from Lechat and Ordinario from Presto, and then I used the Luxa Velveteen Matte top coat, no white top coat. I'm going to use a detailer brush. I'm using the Kokoist Nail Thoughts detailer brush. Favorite detail brush of all time. It's a must-have, gotta get it. But since we're going to be doing watercolors, you need a matte base coat to work with, so that's what I've got here. I'm just dipping my detailer brush into that foil transfer polish, and I'm going to make the shape that I want my border in, which is going to be a circle. And I'm going to go slowly around, and then I'm going to speed it up for you here. I'm going to go slowly around in a circle and put down a thinner layer just to get the shape with that glue. Just needed to fix up that spot there. But I want a thicker border so that it looks really like almost like a picture frame or like framing the gem. So I'm going to go with just a thin layer. I'm going to cure it, flash cure it. If it starts to move, but this one is really thick, so you shouldn't have a problem. I went down and laid another thicker bead across that shape I had already made. And then I just went around and did that. So I went around, made that border thicker, I cured it, and then I'm going to take some foil I just got on Amazon. You want to press it, hold it down tightly, and then you really want to rub this gold foil into that transfer foil polish. I'm rubbing all sides. You want to get not just the top, but the sides of that border since it sits up a little bit. It's 3D. Make sure you get all three sides of that border, that little picture frame border. And you just take it off, and voila, there you have it. That's your gold border. Now you can leave it as is. You can do watercolor art. You can do any kind of art inside of it. And we're going to do the watercolor part next. Okay, so to keep the foil, I want the matte background with that shiny gold border. So I'm just going to take a little bit of top coat, putting it on my porcelain tile there, with a little detailer brush, going around and just putting shiny top coat. I'm using Luxa Shine here, just on that gold border. If you get it on the matte, it won't be matte anymore. It's just going to turn shiny. So once I've done that, I wipe off the excess, any little excess foil scraps that came up. Once I transfer the foil, when you use the alcohol, it'll rub them off. And the only thing that's left is what you put the top coat over. So now we're going to do the watercolors. This is like one of my greatest hacks I ever came up with. On Etsy, you can buy samples of watercolor paints. People make homemade paints. You can buy like watercolors that come in tubes, but I was like, I don't want to buy a whole tube of watercolors just for nail art. So I went on Etsy and I found a great seller, and she has different brands of watercolors that she sells, but she has them in all different color ranges, and you can just mix and match and buy like these mini pans. They're like $2, $2.50 each, and then you can just put them in this little tin that she sends them in. You can buy that separately, and it's perfect size for nails. That paint is going to last like super long, so I'm good with that. I'm just going in here and I sped it up a little bit for you. I went in, did some mixing, custom mixing of the colors. I wanted to do more like a sunset warm fall palette here, so that's what I did. Taking a little drop of Bisou from Trugel. That one's from Trugel. Just spreading it out. It's a very sheer light pink with some sparkle in it. So I was like, oh, that's pretty. That looks, that's going for the gem look that I'm going for. So I'm just spreading that out over the watercolor. You have to make sure the watercolor is dry, otherwise you're going to smear the watercolors. All right, so next we're going in with some builder gel. I'm using Luminary Clarity. You can use any kind of, I'd recommend probably a poly gel for this. I mean, you can use a hard gel too if you want to. It doesn't really matter, but I like the Clarity. It's easy to work with. It flows a little bit better than a hard gel, and it soaks off, so you don't have to worry about filing it down. So we're going to build this up and to make a 3D effect, almost like a little crystal ball, a little gem. This would be good for Christmas time, like for a little ornament. Really versatile, but I want that 3D pop-up look. So I'm just going to build up clarity, build it up like you would a structure, fill, polygel, builder gel layer. You're going to just put some down, and then we're going to float the product up, and we're going to keep working it. You'll see, I'll speed it up here for you a second. Turn it over and use your brush to drag that product where you want it to make sure that it's level and that it's centered and it's not wonky and off to one side or anything. So just move that around, flash cure it if it starts to move too fast, but you shouldn't have a problem since you've got that border. I'm just going in with some Luxa Shine top coat over that clarity. Try to keep it off the border because you've already top coated the border, and you want that line of distance between the border and the clarity, so you don't want to make them one like unit. I don't know if that makes sense, but just try to keep it on top of the clarity, and you've already top coated the border, so now they're two separate things. And there you have it. There's your little gem. Alright guys, check the description box below for all of the items and products I used, and go follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and if you want me to make a pair of these just for you, you can find those on Etsy. Thanks, see you next time.